Good afternoon, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. So earlier I was doing a video, guys, and it got cut off. I probably have to maybe change my phone because it really that, or maybe clean out my gallery or something. Usually I do shoot videos off my phone. It's the most convenient. But right when I got cut off, I was about to mention something that I was going to talk about, that had occurred to me. And so what I was gonna say was, one of the things that got me to prepping, guys. One of the details, right, that got me to prepping was velocity of money. I'm sorry, hyperinflation, right? And so I knew that we were printing so much money, or rather, the Federal Reserve was printing so much money, right, increasing the money supply. And I understood that the world also was had to buy dollars in order to engage in commerce, right? Uh, Companies had to use the petrodollar in order to buy oil. Countries, in order to buy products, globally, for the most part, had to buy the dollar because it was the world reserve currency. And so I understood that one day, as the country stopped using the petrodollar, I'm sorry, the dollar, um, all those dollars that they were holding in reserve, they were gonna start trying to get rid of them. They're gonna start liquidating them, either by buying a lot of them, like China and Russia. They actually bought a lot of gold with that. They bought a lot of gold. The Chinese bought a lot of real estate here in America. So a lot of those dollars, in other words, were gonna come back to the United States and domestically, and it was gonna cause hyperinflation. At least that's what I thought. And so, in time, you know, a lot of economists, um, you know, they talk about hyperinflation, but in order to have hyperinflation, one of the things you have to have is velocity of money. Okay, um, you have to have, and so that's kind of weird because as you increase the money supply, you would think that you would have, commerce. You would have more money in the economy, right? Therefore, you're gonna have more transactions because you just have more money for there to be business transactions. But the opposite has happened. There's a there's our money supply went up, yet the the our economy went down. It literally, the velocity of money went down, like I'm talking about straight down. So uh as far as I know, um once money, and it's already here. Money is coming into the back into the United States, right? But remember, a lot of that money, at least from the way I see it, a lot of that money is not being used in the economy. It's just parked. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that money is actually, it's also in the stock market. That's why it blew up so much. You know what I mean? So I was, and one of the things that I got to thinking was, okay, guys, everything that the government seems to be doing, to me, it is to hurt us. Um, from making farmers, or paying farmers not to grow any crops, to having, you know chicken farmers and hog farmers kill their herds and their flocks, even though we are in the middle. We're about to have a food shortage, or something, right? um it seems like everything that is being done to hurt us is being done. um Another thing is letting the borders, all the people that have come in through the southern border, especially the southern border, and it's not just people from like Mexico and Central America. um there's a lot of people that have come in from Haiti, a lot of them from Somalia, from the Middle East, Afghanistan, Syria. uh and my point of this is not so much, at least for this discussion, it's not that the point of them coming in, that it's wrong. Uh, Rather, I feel, besides that, those are it's almost like there's a standing army, right, of foreigners in here, in within our borders, um, that are not, you know, they're they don't understand American culture, Americana, right? What it is to be an American, as far as our God-given rights and the Bill of Rights. Although I understand that the Constitution does not give us anything. I mean, it doesn't. It's mainly supposedly a limit on what the government can do or whatever. But I don't need a piece of paper to tell me what about my God-given rights, my natural rights. Okay, so my point rather is about all these people coming in, flooding in, is that the more people that are coming in and they're getting benefits from the government. I mean, I'm talking about they're giving them a lot of benefits. They're giving them housing. They're giving them checks so that they can buy food vouchers, whatever. So I got to thinking. I go, what if one of the reasons they're here, they're getting all this money, right? All this free money. That's gonna create more money velocity, or at least, you know, um, you would think that there's more people here, so there's more. Not only is there more people here using up, getting free money, but also they're drawing on the resources that are little by little dwindling. Okay, so that was what I was gonna mention. That maybe it's not only so much because to cause chaos, because that is, to me, the borders opening up like that is for no good reason, guys. At least that's my opinion. To me, it's part of Cloward and Piven. It's part of the Marxist, the one of the pillars of Marxism, right? Of communism. It's to create chaos, um, to disrupt, and to bring down the economy. Okay, so that was what I was gonna say. I was thinking that maybe that was another thing. Obviously it's being done for no good reason, but maybe one of the reasons is so that there's more money being created, which is what the Federal Reserve is trying to do. Is constantly, they have to keep creating the money, right? They cannot, the money cannot, nothing can be paid off. That debt cannot be paid off. It In order to pay it off, you have to create more money, and so it's just a vicious cycle. Okay, so that was what I was gonna say, guys. Another thing I was gonna say, guys, when I was mentioning uh the 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 financial channels that I like to listen to, I forgot one, another guy, and this is where I learned a lot about the repo. When I started hearing about repos and reverse repos in 2019, in September of 2019, uh, is a Wall Street for Main Street for Wall Street, or Wall Street for Main Street. I forget. Jason Burak. I learned a lot from him. And another one, guys, that which a lot of people kind of don't listen to him anymore because they feel like this guy is too kind of like almost like Alex Jones. Is Jim Willie. A lot of things that are happening now, especially this split where we're having like almost two economies, the West and the East. Um, Jim Willie was talking about this since 2014, just like Gregory Mannarino. Those are really the two guys that I remember. Um, what they were talking about, it's happening. But Jim Willie in particular, he talked about how the petrodollar, what was going to happen when the petrodollar and the dollar, when it stopped being used, what was going to happen. Um, Now, he never mentioned anything about you know, what was gonna bring that about, like the health crisis and this war out there in Eastern Europe. But he did mention a lot of the things that he mentioned, and at the core of his conversations was always BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. As a matter of fact, Jim Willie is where I heard him mention why South Africa was part of the BRICS, was because they had the facilities and they had the infrastructure to be able to process the gold that they were gonna have. You can look that up, guys. You can look into that further. But that was the first time and the only place where I heard that why it was South Africa in BRICS. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about, guys. I just like I said, I let's put it this way. I listen to podcasts every day. The content creators, it's not just lip service, guys. I do listen to them, like on my way to work, on my way home. Anytime that I'm by myself and I'm in my vehicle, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to, you know, I especially like long podcasts because it I like to process the information. I don't get bored. A lot of times, some content creators like making short videos because a lot of people don't like long videos, and I understand that. But I like long videos. I don't mind. I don't mind sitting here and listening to a video. Um, Another guy that's been coming up that I've been listening to is pretty good. Is Maneko 64. He does shows with Mike from Rethinking the Dollar, and I believe it sounds like he's in London or something. Even though he doesn't have that British accent, but I think that's where he's based from. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to. My video got cut off, and I wanted to, mention that what was I was about to say. Um, I believe that one of the reasons. Okay, the health crisis, the war in Eastern Europe, the even the open border, allowing all these people in. These are all things that are give reason for the Federal Reserve and for the government, gives them the excuse to be able to print more money, to say, or even the like now they have the food crisis that they really created, right? They're wanting to make these aid packages, uh, water shortages, about the weather, um, that they're gonna give out these aid packages or whatever because of these things that are happening, right? And really they're the ones that started it. They're the ones that created it for the most part. So anyway, guys, there's always something to talk about every day, guys, every day. um but like I said, I just thought I wanted to get that out there with the food about on my first video that I just shot a little while ago, and then obviously what I was talking about right now. um I think it was two reasons, allow opening the borders like that, give an excuse to print more money, right? Because they got to keep it going, and also maybe to bring down the system faster. Um, Three reasons actually. They'll up the velocity of money, and uh, put more of a drain on the resources that we're needing. Okay. So anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Just keep prepping. Live life, guys. I understand the times we're living in. But I still try to live as normal as possible. I still enjoy life. Preparing and all that, that's, you can call it my hobby. I take it very serious, but at the same time, I don't sweat it. I'm always on with the times that we're living in. I am on alert always, but it's not stressful to me, not really. It just it almost it's almost it's animating, right? It makes you feel alive. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, guys, I think we're in a fight for our lives. You know what I'm saying? And um, so we are. This is what's going on. If it plays out to its logical conclusion, there's gonna be a lot of people dying. A lot of people are gonna get hurt, and so I my survival instincts are very very much awake, and my sense of self-preservation for myself and my family is also very very high. So anyway, guys, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.